Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic less known classics. This is episode number, 2956 and 62, and Doubleshot 2856. Yep. Now, I was going to do this a bit earlier, but dinner was ready, so I had to stop after recording for like 1 second. So I had to basically stop it because dinner was ready. I didn't want to basically start talking and then basically be interrupted. So, we're here discussing the third ever volume release for Man-Thing. Written by DeMatteis, artwork by Liam Sharp. I have met Liam Sharp, also going to be in person. DeMatteis, never met him, but I've spoken to him a few times on Twitter. Weird thing about this volume. No trade paperback for this one. And you're like, really? There isn't one? Volume 1 has been collected in trade. Volume 2 definitely has. The next volume has. And the volume that came after that's in trade too. The R.L. Stine book. But this book? Nope. Never was. This was an ongoing series published in the 90s. A very short-lived volume, surprisingly. And it's actually basically for ongoing wise. This was the last of the 5. This was the third volume of the series, but it was also the last one to be ongoing. Yeah, this was ongoing, believe it or not. Actually, no, it was a limited series. I thought it was ongoing. So this is only 8 issues. Now this is canceled presumably due to low sales. It never really stated it was a limited series. Just somehow it is. On the cover clearly was. Now the first issue was released on October 29th. 1997, and the final issue was released on May 20th of 1998. So this book lasted for, as basically stated, about 8 months. Now, the way Liam Sharp draws this book, it's like he's basically probably being told, hey, can you draw like Sandman? Because this book reads like Sandman. Like the artwork-wise, all the bizarre art styles that he does in here. Like I've seen his current artwork. His artwork has evolved over the years. But now this is the first volume he's had at the time this came out. First one in almost 18 years, because the last volume actually no, what was 18 years? More like 16 years, because the second volume was published from 1979, and I think it ended around 81. I believe it was. Am I correct about that? Yes, it was published from August 21st, 1979, and it concluded on April 14th, 1981. So, with this particular volume, it's 16 years later. Yep. And also, for some strange reason, there is the name Strange Tales on it. Yes, for some strange reason, Marvel decided to do sort of a Strange Tales imprint. They published this in Wear It by Night around the same period of time. And then both books got canceled, and then were continued in the pages of Strange Tales, and then that got canceled after only like 2 issues, I think it was. Actually, it was like about 3 or 4 issues. It was a really short-lived volume for Strange Tales. Now, Doctor Strange in this book, and surprisingly this book features the return of Ellen Brandit. Who is Ellen Brandit, you might ask? Man-Thing's, basically his ex-wife. This book in particular also debuted a particular character, Joe Burke. Who is Joe Burke, you might ask? He's Man-Thing's son. Yep, Jane DeMatteis gave him a son. I'm like, that is interesting. I did not suspect basically that he would do this, but yeah, he did. And it turns out, though, he was being raised by a family known as the Burkes, and he was adopted. So, we also have Doctor Strange and various other characters appear in this book. He's not the only one. Oh no, we even came in here by Captain America. And the second issue's villain is basically a guy called Mr. Terminus. His real name is Armadeus Q. Terminus. And he's here for pretty much most of this volume except for the last issue. Now, he is also there for the first 2 issues of Strange Tales. Now, this lasted for roughly 2 issues, And then the book got canceled. Yeah. Low sales was the reason why. Yeah, it's only 2 freaking issues. Now, why this book didn't sell well? I have no freaking idea. So, and then for some reason, issue 3, we have Man-Thing become Santa Claus for an issue. Yes. As well as parent, it goes, there's one named Sorry for this book. But this book also has a guest appearance by Devil Slayer. You're probably thinking, who the heck is Devil Slayer? Devil Slayer made his debut in Marvel Spotlight number 33, which was also the final issue of the first volume, which was also the last story featured the original Darkhawk. Yep, he's a creation of Rich Buckler and David Kraft, and he's basically here for a couple issues. He's even on the cover for issue number 4. Yeah, and here's the thing about this book. It's barely in the Everglades. We even go to a place called the Roswell Sanitarium, which was a mental institution introduced in this book, and it's only here for issues 3 through 5, and it's never seen again. Yeah, and then by issue 5, one of the most weirdest things happens in this book. Howard the Duck randomly appears in this book. Yes, Howard the Duck. You're thinking, wait a minute, what the heck is Howard the Duck doing in the pages of Man-Thing? Well, the probable reason why, because he made his debut in a Man-Thing story, so, and plus he did not have a series at this point, so I guess Marvel was like, hey, why not feature him for a few issues? And he was here for 3 issues. This came off his appearance in Daydreamers, believe it or not. Yeah, he's here for 3 straight issues. And then for the last couple issues of the book, this is kind of weird. So, by issue 6, they're slowly trying to move out Miss Terminus of the series. And then for some random reason, we have Man-Thing meeting up with Namor. Which, I should point out, these two have never met before this comic book. And I've read many comic books Namor. He has never met Man-Thing before. This is the first time he's met him. You're like, that's interesting. You know, Man-Thing, a creature from the swamps. And he meets, and of course they heard Elemental, a villain. So which did in the original book. And then we have this thing called, these deities associated with Namor, who just pop up for the last couple issues. I think in the case of this book, this probably comes, from what I can tell anyways, this probably comes just after the ending of the Namor ongoing series. I believe so. I believe this came out just, like, Namor's appearance is in this very book. I believe they were just after his appearance. I think his book had wrapped up at that point. Let me take a look at that, just be sure. Because it's like, okay, so we feature Doctor Strange, we feature Devil Slayer, but Namor seems a bit... Now, Doctor Strange makes sense. Because, well, Man-Thing is supernatural-based character. So, of course, Doctor Strange pop up here. Howard the Duck? Surprising, yes, but not all that surprising. Devil Slayer, I guess they figured out why not. But no one can deny the most strangest addition to this book. Okay, so the final issue of this book was released in 1985. Yes. So, what book did Namor appear in? Prior appearing in, of all books, Man-Thing. He was appearing in, well, his own Maratina book. And my guess is, I guess this book was sort of like, hey, let's feature him in Man-Thing. Just leading to Strange Tales, known as the Water Return of the Ark. Yeah, and basically Man-Thing was the opening feature of this book. And my guess is like, I guess at the time no one cared about this book at the time, so Marvel just axed it at Strange Tales after releasing 2 issues. 2! Was this volume terrible? No. No, it was not. It was actually a really damn good volume. Not a bad issue, just weird per se, and like I said, the artwork is like Liam Sharp was trying to be like the artist from Sandman. I don't know why. At this book, 9 out of 10. Next up we have is Darkhawk, issues 42 to 51. Yes, we are discussing the last 9 issues of the series. Well, technically book in issue 50, but we have 51 released in, I think it was in 2018. So, in 42, this is the issue where Chris Powell reveals to his parents that he's Darkhawk. They don't buy he's Darkhawk because they're being separated from Darkhawk. It's kind of a really strange issue per se. And here's the thing. They don't buy the fact he's Darkhawk. Nope. So he goes away, and then of course Portal returns, an old classic villain of his. And then by sheer randomness, the book has a backup feature. Yes, believe it or not, Darkhawk has got a backup feature. I think it did. No, I thought it did. I guess they included something else here. Maybe some included here, and then basically Portal's here, and yet it's like he's trying to, and of course we have a character named Sniper who appears for this 3 issues, basically 42 to 44. And of course we deal with all stuff with Darkhawk's stuff here, and do with Portal. Yeah, and then we have like a Western style issue with issue 45. 46 basically deals with space stuff. Yeah, basically in a way, like when you get to like 48, it's like the beginning and end of the series. So after the Mario Brothers, and we have the beginning and end of the book. We have Hawk Supreme. And this storyline practically wrapped the book. Would he be a brand new villain for Darkhawk known as Overhawk? Actually, it's a return of the character. First time since like... Actually, first time he was... Let's see. He is one of the Martian brothers. I think he was originally known as Qatar. Yeah, so basically in the way Darkhawk fights in for the last 3 issues of this book. While still with the Marha brothers. Yeah. Yeah, and the Marha brothers are basically the main villains of the main of this book. And then by the last issue, it's like everything's kind of... And of course, we have new warriors pop up here. Well, basically Nova and Speed, but with Spider-Man. And to kind of wrap it up in a nice, okay bow. And that's kind of the book in a nutshell. And then here's the thing. We have another issue released for Darkhawk. 22 years later. Yep. 22 years later. Yes, believe it or not, 22 years later we have another Darkhawk book. Yes, issue 51, known as The Return. This book was not written by Danny Figueroa. Oh no, he had nothing in this book at all. Nope. Mara probably didn't ask him to come back. This book was written by Chad Bowers and Chris Sims. These 2 guys in particular, if you're curious, what books are there from Marvel? Part of this book? Well, they wrote the X-Men 92 book. And they wrote this and a few other books. They wrote Cora Bad Blood and Better Blood with Rob Liefeld. Yeah. I do like the stuff they put out here. It's basically the way Return of Darkhawk. I think like they basically make Return of the Raptors. Oh, those become Return of the Raptors. Okay, the Return of the Raptors was this organization that... the Raptors are technically what Darkhawk is. He's a raptor. They're a species associated with the Shi'ar, and one of them actually killed Leandra during the events of War of Kings. Darkhawk was blamed for that, and Nighthawk was basically no prove his innocence by, well, obviously keeping Project Pegasus, obviously, but he did prove his innocence. This book, he's a cop. Yes, Darkhawk is a cop, and then some alien stuff get involved. He's got a girlfriend now, different one he had from the main book. Yes, a woman named Miranda. who was his fiance, who, after this book, she later returned for Infinity Countdown, which we'll discuss later, and then she was never seen again. It's like she was solely created for this issue, and then she appears in a miniseries, and that was it for him. Now, you're probably thinking, why the issue 51 in 2017? Well, the reason why is because of Marvel Legacy. Marvel wanted to bring back a lot of the old numbering. People have been begging Marvel for years. Please bring back the old numbering. We missed the old numbering. And they did, and it didn't do too well, so they had to do the Fresh Start stuff. And at the Fresh Start, basically, was very mixedly received, the whole concept of the relaunch. The books were really good. None were bad. It's just that, well, I guess Marvel realized at the Fresh Start basically was the whole restart thing for the numbering was not well received. I guess they figured, though, no more initiatives. We're going to stop doing initiatives. Well, company-wide ones anyways. There's stuff for the X-Men, little ones here and there, but no big ones. Yeah, Marvel realized, though, at the Fresh Start, they realized, yeah, we should probably stop doing this stuff. Because Marvel had done this thing where they had to have initiatives every couple years. DC's doing a little bit worse nowadays, first with New 52, then DCU, and then Rebirth, which is actually very popular with people. People like Rebirth, and then it was Infinite Frontier, and then Dawn of DC, which lasted one freaking year, and then replaced with All In. Marvel now, it lasted for about 3 years, and then got replaced with All New Marvel Now, and then Marvel Now again for some reason, like a year later. Yes, I'm not sure why they brought back the logo full, but they did. And then it was Marvel Legacy, something people wanted. Though a big hit for them. Then we did Fresh Start. And that was it. Yeah, after Fresh Start. Basically, overall, they had like 6 different initiatives. Several. And they published this book, the 51 issue, along with the MasterCon 426 by CM Punk. I believe there was a few other issues there, I think it was there. It was part of the Marvel Legacy initiative. Because Marvel Legacy basically was something people wanted. There was even a Foom one-shot. Yes, a Foom one-shot. There was also a one-shot for, I think it was Enoch. Yeah, not Enoch. Yeah, that was... Those of you curious about that, it was a comedy comic from the 70s. They also brought back Silver Sable and Wild Pack for one issue. Yeah, for issue 86, which is probably a better number than 35. They brought back Power Pack for a single issue. Yes, Power Pack. Like I said, one issue and that was it. And those of you curious, what was probably the most successful books? Well, the all-new Wolverine that lasted for, when it was basically numbers running for Marvel Legacy, that book ended 11 issues later. Amazing Spider-Man, this lasted for about 13 issues, and then it restarted. America basically was like really quick. It's like we had the Fresh Start, we had the Legacy issue 8, and then 3 issues later, the book ended. Avengers. This managed to shockingly lasted for about 19 issues before it got restarted. Black Panther. This managed to last for, I think it was about 12 issues, I think it was. Yeah, I think it was like 12 issues. It was actually 6. Yeah, actually 7 issues this managed to last for. 7. Cable managed to last for about 10. Captain Marvel managed to last for 6. Champions managed to last for another 12-ish, about 13 issues. Defenders ended 4 issues later. Despicable Deadpool. This lasted for 14 issues. Falcon was a short-lived book, lasted for 8 issues for canceled sales. The Iceman book that lasted 7 issues under that numbering. Incredible Hulk, basically, like the old name, and then it was not back into recently. That managed to last for about 10 issues. Vince Iron Man, that lasted for 8. Iron Fist, 8 issues. Jean Grey, managed to last for about 4 issues and it got canceled. Jessica Jones had one last story arc under this one, lasting for about 6 issues overall getting canceled. Luke Cage surprisingly got canceled really quickly. Like, how quick per se? This book lasted for 5 issues before the book just ended due to low sales. Yes. Mighty Thor managed to last for a good about 10 issues. Well, actually, it was about, I think it was, let's see. This managed to last for, okay, how long did this last? I think it's lasted for about 8 issues, I think it was. This managed to last for a total of 7 issues before Marvel had the sadly relaunch numbering. Monster Unleashed managed to last for 5 issues being canceled. The Royals, 4 issues. Spider-Gwen, I think this lasted for, it was actually not much longer. The book lasted for another 9 issues. Overall, it was like 10 issues. It got restarted. Uncanny Avengers managed to last for about 3 issues under this numbering. I'm not kidding about that. 3 freaking issues, and that was it. Yeah. Was put in this numbering, issue 28, and book ended 2 issues later. Venom. Venom managed to last shockingly good period of time. If you're really curious, how long did the Venom book lasted for? It lasted for approximately 16 issues. You're like, wow, that's a pretty good amount. X-Men Blue, that's lasted for 18 issues. Gold also lasted for 18 issues. Renewing Vows, 6 issues. Ben Noy's Scarlet Spider. This book managed to last for another, overall, basic book ended about 15 issues later. Captain America lasted for 10. Daredevil shockingly went to about, I think it was like 6-12. Yeah, it lasted about 18 issues. Darkhawk, which is one shot. There was going to be a Dazzle one time, but that book got axed. But was this book ever released? Yeah, it was. As Dazzler X Song. Yeah, I'm not sure why they did this for. It's like, it was supposed to be Dazzler 43 and release a different one-shot. Doctor Strange managed to last for about 10 issues before it ended. Guardians of the Galaxy, 5 issues were relaunched as All New Guardians of the Galaxy. It actually ended. Master Conquer was that one-shot issue. Moving Over Dinosaur. This book managed to last for, I think it was about 25 issues, I think it was. Because it came out with 25, and it managed to last to 47. So it managed to last probably one of our longer books. This book lasted for 13 issues. Moon Knight managed to last for a total of 13. Now the game was like one shots. Old Man Logan was added part of this numbering. This whole thing. This book managed to last for 20 issues. Spectacular Spider-Man. Peter Parker Spectacular Spider-Man. This book managed to last for about 16 issues. Power Pack was one shot. Punisher. This managed to last for about 11. Secret Warriors. 5 issues. She-Hulk. This was just a quick story about, I think it's about 6 issues. Of course, this was a one pack with just one shot. Spider-Man. This is the Miles Morales book by Bendis. This book managed to last for about 8 issues. Spider-Man Deadpool managed to last for, I kid you not, 28 issues. Even after the whole thing wrapped up with this thing. Thanos ended basically with the story. It started with Black Bolt, lasted for a very brief period of time. Came out with 8, lasted about 3 issues later. Generation X. This book got canceled really quickly. It's like as soon as basically got part of this numbering, the book got quickly canceled. Like, how quick was it? It was really short. Yeah, it's like it was probably by far the most quickest cancellation I had ever seen. This book managed to last for 3 issues under this latest numbering. Hawkeye lasted for... This is the Kate Bishop book. This managed to last for about 4 issues. Second shortest. Another new title, World War II one, lasted for 12 issues before it got canceled. Public Fist before it came back. The Miss Marvel book. This was the G. Will Wilson book. This book managed to last for about 13 issues. Yes, 13 issues before they launched Miss Marvel. We had miniseries. We had Tales of Suspense, which was a limited series, which for some reason I didn't start with issue 100, so it should be 101. Weird. It was a limited series. Didn't really bother anybody. Babel Squirrel Girl. This book managed to last for, I think, about 20 more issues. Oh no, it was like 20... This book managed to last for 24 issues. Weapon X, this lasted for about 14 issues overall. Astonishing X-Men. Great how this was. Lasted for about 5 more issues under this numbering. Under this whole Marvel Legacy stuff. Legion miniseries, Rogue Gamut, and that was it for the... and I reviewed like a lot of this stuff already. The only books I have not fully reviewed yet, I mean, I have reviewed All New Wolverine, yes, to be the America book, in my own way. If you're thinking like, okay, which one of these books have I not reviewed? Oh yeah, that was U.S. Avengers miniseries. Oh yeah, I almost forgot U.S. Avengers. That lasted for... How much longer? It came out issue 11. I think it lasted for... Until issue, I think it was like 25. No. It managed to end the following issue. Yes, 1 issue later the book ended. You're like, really? Yeah. Book managed to last for 2 issues under that numbering. You're like, wow, that was quick. Gwenpool. Almost forgot this one. This one actually is one I have not reviewed yet. And this lasted for 5 issues under this whole stuff. Yeah. So the other books I have not reviewed yet that's released under the Marvel Legacy stuff has been Iceman, Gwenpool. I haven't finished. I read the first trade for Ben Roy Scott, so I have not read the whole thing yet. I have not read the Dazzler X Song one shot. I haven't done Power Pack. For series wise, it's just Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. That was what it was. So the only book that was released under this book that was its actual ongoing, but I have not. Well, I started this one that I have not finished reading yet, and there's also Maple Square. Basically, about 2 books left to go for ongoing wise. Yep. But what do I think overall of the Darkhawk series? Excuse me. I think it was good. Yes. I do disagree with Chuck Dixon. I think he was just a book written by another. Yeah, it kind of was, but... But the book itself was good. I didn't find anything wrong with the series. It was surprising this book managed to last longer than even Nova or even Night Thrasher. Yeah, those 2 books were also released in the 90s. Nova lasted for 18 issues, and that book was awesome. All 18 issues. And somehow Night Thrasher was longer by 3 issues. And reading that one, reviewing it, it felt as though with that one, like, not much happened in 21 issues. This book, stuff happened. It was a great book. I don't have anything wrong with this book. Like, this actually is one of the rare times I do disagree with Chuck Dixon on something. Yes, I do a lot of opinions and a lot of stuff, but this time, I disagree with him on this one. So, what's replacing Darkhawk? I just finished reading Darkhawk. What's next? What about the miniseries? I'll do basically when I do the crossover stuff, but what's replacing this one? Spider-Man 2099. Yeah, that ran for a very short period of time. It's like about 13 issues of review, and that's it. So yeah, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications, and do this like button. Well, next up is Spirit Chronicles. Yep. But until the next video. Bye.